Still tired after a full night of sleep? There could be a nutritional reason no one has told you about yet. As a registered dietitian, this is one of the most common conversations I have with my clients. And many times, there's something nutritional quietly working against them that no one has pointed out. So today I'm walking you through exactly what I look at in order when someone tells me they're exhausted all the time. And as an RD, these are the 5 nutritional areas that I check. And if you've ever been told your labs look normal, but you feel anything but normal, stay with me because we need to talk about that. Now, before we even get into the specific nutrients and labs, I need to know 3 things. Are you actually eating enough? Are you sleeping? And are you moving your body? And I say this with so much compassion, but sometimes the answer really is that foundational. There is no supplement in the world that fixes chronically undereating or running on 4 hours of sleep night after night. Sleep is genuinely non-negotiable here. When you're not getting enough of it, your body can't recover, can't regulate hormones, or restore your energy. And that's a full stop. But here's the thing. Most of the clients I work with who come to me exhausted, they're already doing these things. They're trying to get their sleep. They're putting some effort in nutritionally or getting started with movement. They're trying really hard and they still feel terrible. And that's when we go deeper. That's when I look at labs and dive deep into their nutrition and nutrients specifically. So let me walk you through exactly what I check and why. This is the big one, and I want you to really hear this part because this is where I see many people sort of fall through the cracks. We tend to think of iron deficiency as full-blown anemia, like you'd know it if you'd had it, right? Your doctor would have caught it. You can have low iron stores, what we call low ferritin, and your standard blood work can come back completely normal. Not borderline, but normal, and you're still feeling exhausted. That's because with low ferritin, your body is struggling to carry oxygen efficiently, and every single cell is feeling it. It's like your body is running on a 5 out of 10, and you've just been told everything looks fine. And that's incredibly frustrating, and I want you to know it's real, and I've seen it happen time and again. So what does low iron really look like? It's not always dramatic. It can be waking up tired after 8 full hours of sleep and just lying there thinking, why am I still so tired? It can be that afternoon crash that hits around 2 or 3, like a wall, feeling colder than everyone else in the room, noticing more hair on your brush than usual, that foggy, can't quite think straight feeling that follows you through the entire day. Some people even experience restless legs at night, and low iron is one of the first things I look at with that. So if you're hearing this and thinking, that's me, low iron could absolutely be part of the picture. And this is especially common in women, particularly if you have a menstrual cycle, you're pregnant or postpartum, or don't eat very much red meat. These are situations where your iron needs are higher or your intake just isn't keeping up with the demand. I had a client, she was a busy mom, eating what she thought was a really balanced diet, doing some exercising, trying to go to bed at a reasonable time, and she was absolutely dragging. She had blood work done and was told that everything was normal. When we dug deeper and actually had her go back and get her ferritin checked specifically, it was low. And that was the piece that no one had looked at. So we worked on her intake, we worked on her food, her diet, and within a few weeks, she was messaging me saying she finally felt like herself again. And that is the kind of thing that keeps me doing this work. Now, here's where it gets really important. And honestly, this is the part that I wish every person knew before they ever bought an iron supplement. You can be eating iron every single day and still not be absorbing it well. And when we dig in, it almost always comes down to how you're eating iron, not just how much. So 3 things make the biggest difference. Number 1, coffee and tea with your meals. The tannins in coffee and tea can significantly cut how much iron your body absorbs from that meal. Most of us are sipping coffee all the way through breakfast and into lunch without even thinking about it. That is definitely me. The fix is not giving up your coffee. I'm not going to have you do that. I would never ask that of you. It's just about shifting it. Have your coffee 30 minutes before eating or wait about an hour after your meal. That one change alone can meaningfully improve absorption. Number 2, pair iron with vitamin C. This one is awesome. Vitamin C helps convert iron into a form that your body can absorb much more easily. A squeeze of lemon over your lentils, strawberries or bell pepper in a spinach salad, a clementine alongside an iron-rich meal. These feel like such small things, and the impact is genuinely meaningful. Even something like my spinach, sweet potato, pomegranate salad. You're getting iron from the greens and vitamin C to help absorb it, and those combinations really add up. Number 3, calcium at the same meal. Calcium and iron compete for absorption in your body. So if you're having a big glass of milk or a calcium supplement right alongside your iron-rich meal, just be a little more strategic about timing them apart. You don't have to avoid calcium at all, just separate them by an hour or two. For the best food sources of iron, we have heme and non-heme iron. Heme iron comes from hemoglobin, and it is better absorbed in our body. This is found in meats like your chicken, your beef, eggs, ham, and yes, liver, and then also seafood. So that's our shrimp, our salmon, tuna. Then we have non-heme iron, which is found in plants. Things like beans, lentils are a great source, peas, tofu, nuts, veggies like spinach and broccoli, potatoes, fruits like dates and figs. And then one more important thing, if you are thinking about supplementing iron, please get your labs tested first. Too much iron can actually be harmful. It's not a more is better situation. Ask your healthcare provider to check your ferritin specifically, and then they can tell you whether you need it and how much. And don't just grab something off the shelf and hope for the best. And if you do take an iron supplement, the key things to remember are to pair it with some vitamin C, a little clementine would be perfect, and to take it away from meals and coffee and tea. Wait about an hour after you take it before having those. And real quick, here's a reminder to hit that subscribe button, click like on this video, and share it with someone who you know is feeling some fatigue lately. It helps me and helps my channel out and helps me keep making videos like this. I truly appreciate each and every subscribe, like, and share. Okay, let's get back to it. This one is staggeringly common and staggeringly unrecognized. Nearly 42% of adults in the US are vitamin D deficient. And in certain populations, that number climbs even higher. So statistically speaking, there's a real chance this could apply to you. Vitamin D plays a direct role in how our muscles function and how efficiently our cells produce energy. So when it drops low, what we feel is a deep, persistent fatigue that doesn't go away with one night of rest. And it can also show up as low mood, a weakened immune system, always being the person who catches whatever cold is going around, and poor sleep quality, which then compounds the exhaustion even more. The frustrating part is that vitamin D deficiency often has no obvious symptoms early on. It can build slowly, and most people don't connect the dots until they've been running on low for a long time. And then here's something else. Magnesium is actually required to activate vitamin D in your body. So these two deficiencies often travel together, which I will get to in just a second. Now, food sources of vitamin D include fatty fish like salmon, tuna, the yolks in our eggs, dairy, and plant-fortified milks. But food alone sometimes is not enough to correct a deficiency, which is why getting your levels checked matters. A simple blood test, a 25-hydroxy vitamin D test, will show exactly where you stand, and your healthcare provider can guide you on supplementation if needed. B vitamins genuinely don't get enough airtime when we talk about fatigue. And I think that can be a real mistake. B12 is the one most people have heard of. And yes, B12 deficiency is a real common cause of exhaustion, especially if you eat mostly plant-based diet or if you're over 50 and absorption has just naturally declined with age. B12 helps your body convert food into actual usable energy at the cellular level. So when it's low, you're running on empty no matter what you eat. B12 deficiency also shows up in sneaky ways. Brain fog, low mood, tingling in your hands and feet, memory issues. Because it depletes slowly over time, most people never connect the dots. And now for my women who are 35 and up, a lot of these things mimic some things in perimenopause as well. So I always tell people, get your labs checked. Now, B6 and folate are working right alongside B12 in energy metabolism and in how your brain produces serotonin and dopamine. So when these are low, you're not just tired, you feel flat, foggy, kind of blah in a way that's honestly hard to put into words, let alone explain it to someone else. So good food sources include leafy greens, legumes, eggs, whole grains, and nutritional yeast if you're plant-based. Put that nutritional yeast, which is called nooch sometimes, put that nooch over top of popcorn. It is my favorite for a cheesy umami flavor. Such a yummy snack, and there's fiber in that popcorn. And then meals with beans, whole grains, and leafy greens, like my black bean and sweet potato enchiladas, are doing a lot more for your energy than people realize. But if you have any digestive issues that could affect absorption, or you've been eating mostly plants for a while, I highly recommend you talk with your healthcare team to check in on your B12 specifically. This can be a genuine turning point. Magnesium might be the most underappreciated nutrient in this entire conversation. You guys, it is involved in over 300 processes in our body, including energy production at the cellular level. And here's what many people don't know. Your body's energy molecule, ATP, actually needs magnesium to work. So if your magnesium is low, your energy production is compromised, even if everything else looks fine. And that's a big deal. Low magnesium can show up as fatigue, muscle cramps, trouble sleeping, headaches, even anxiety. And as I mentioned, it plays a key role in activating vitamin D, so these two often run low together. The tricky part is that standard blood tests don't always catch magnesium very well, because most of the body's magnesium is stored in your bones and your cells, not your blood. And estimates suggest close to half of the US adults don't consume the recommended amount. Plus, it gets depleted by stress, sweating, alcohol, and certain medications like diuretics and proton pump inhibitors. But we have lots of great food sources of magnesium, like pumpkin seeds, almonds, dark leafy greens, dark chocolate, and whole grains. Even something simple like roasted chickpeas or adding pumpkin seeds over top of salad can make a difference over time. If you're consistently eating those and still feeling run down, it's worth discussing with your healthcare team. Two more things I always circle back to because they are sneaky and so commonly overlooked. First, hydration. I know you've heard it a million times, but mild dehydration is one of the most underrated causes of afternoon fatigue and brain fog. Research shows that losing even less than 1% of your body weight in fluid can noticeably affect your focus, attention, and mental sharpness. Less than 1%. Most of us are walking around mildly dehydrated regularly without even realizing it. So here's a quick check. Pale yellow urine, even clear, means you are well hydrated. Darker than that, drink more water. Keep a bottle somewhere visible. Out of sight is really out of mind here. I always have a glass of water with me in my office, so I am sipping while I am meeting with my lovely clients. And now second, overall food intake and meal pattern. A lot of busy, highly motivated people are unintentionally undereating or going way too long between meals. When you skip breakfast or eat too little at lunch, your blood sugar drops, your brain starts running low on fuel, and your body starts demanding caffeine or sugar to keep you going. That afternoon crash is not some personal failure. It's your body telling you something, telling you it needed more fuel earlier. The anchor I always come back to: build your meals around protein and fiber. Protein keeps you full, stabilizes blood sugar. Fiber slows digestion and keeps your energy steady and helps with blood sugar. So we're talking eggs, some turkey sausage, fruit, and whole grain toast at breakfast, Greek yogurt with berries and some nuts and granola, a taco salad with beans, greens, veggies, and a crispy tortilla for some crunch. This is exactly why I build meals like my berry parfait or Mediterranean tuna white bean salad. Protein, fiber, and enough food to actually keep your energy steady. It doesn't have to be elaborate, but it does have to actually fuel you. And then I always zoom out and look at the whole picture. Consistent meals, enough protein, enough fiber, a variety of whole foods, because energy isn't just about any one nutrient or any one perfect morning routine. It's about the full pattern day after day. Sleep, small consistent changes, movement that compound over time in a really powerful way. And one really important thing before you go: fatigue has a lot of possible causes, and nutrition is just one piece of the puzzle. Thyroid issues, sleep disorders, mental health, medications, and other medical conditions, all of these can play a role. If you've been dealing with persistent exhaustion, please check with your healthcare team, have some blood work done, and have a real conversation to get real answers. What I'm sharing today is a starting point and a framework, certainly not a diagnosis. So quick recap. If you're always tired, these are the 5 things I want you to check: iron, ferritin, vitamin D, B vitamins, magnesium, hydration, and meals. And if you want more personalized support, I do offer virtual nutrition counseling. And this is exactly the kind of thing we work through together, connecting the dots between how you're eating and how you're actually feeling, and then building a plan that fits your real life, not some perfect version of it. And also, all my recipes I talked about today are linked down in the description. Now, if you're realizing this might be more than just being busy, I have a video all about cortisol, stress, and how that impacts your energy. Go ahead and watch that one next, and I will see you over there. Until then, eat well, be well, thrive. B vitamins. Vitamins. B vitamins. Is that for the bloopers? Let's check the schedule. Okay.